It was 1992. I was 31 years old. Well, my life was pretty good at that time. I was a young mother. I was married to a very nice guy. I was pregnant with my second child. Professionally, I had a good job with a Fortune 500 company. I was doing well. I was climbing the ladder. My husband also had a good job. We were doing life. We were living the dream. Well, spiritually, I would say I was nowhere. I really didn't have a relationship with God. I believed that there was a God, but I didn't believe that He was concerned about me, or wasn't even sure that He loved me or anyone else for that matter. Actually, I was terrified of death because I think in the back of my mind, that childhood upbringing told me that there was a hell and that if you had disobeyed God's laws, you deserved to spend eternity there. And I went into labor with my second child, and it was a very long and difficult labor. But my daughter was born healthy, and she was beautiful. So I looked up at the nurse and I said, you know, I'm not feeling so good. And she took the baby from me, and immediately I passed out. And I could still hear what was going on around me. I heard one of the nurses say, what's her pulse? And the nurse on my right said 70/30. But in my heart and in my mind, I knew, wow, I'm gonna die. I started to talk to God. I said, you know I hadn't lived my life the way I should have lived it. I was taught about your son Jesus, and I know that he died to save me from my sins. And I also know that you have the perfect right to judge me and to determine where I spend forever. And so I put my life in your hands. And then I heard the nurse say, I can't get a pulse. And bam, immediately I was in this light. It was a light whiter than a white that you have ever seen before. It was just pure white light. That peace that I had never experienced in my life was there, and a love that I had never experienced. I knew in my heart that I was loved by God. I was standing in the presence of God, and I felt so inadequate, so humbled. I knew that I didn't deserve to be there. I knew that I had sinned. I knew that I had wanted things that other people had. I knew that in my heart, I had thought of how to kill an abusive boyfriend with a butcher knife. I knew I deserved hell. I knew I deserved to die, but yet here I was in the presence of God, feeling a love towards me, a love I didn't deserve. And then he spoke, and he said, it's not your time. Go, your life has just begun, and do my work. And then, bam, as quick as I was in heaven, I was back in that hospital room, and it was like, no, I don't want to be here. I want to be back there. And it's like, heaven is a real place, and not just something that's off over there somewhere in the distance or up in the sky somewhere. It's a real, tangible place. Knew that I'd been given a second chance. I had life, and I know I had deserved death, and then I had to make some changes in my life. And it changed me. I mean, the things that I used to do, I didn't want to do anymore. You know, the things that I had enjoyed of this world just weren't the same. I was able to share the gospel message with my daughters and led them into a relationship with Jesus Christ. I also, over a period of years, was able to witness and share the gospel with my husband, and he also is a believer now, as well as my parents have come into a relationship with Christ. And I continue to tell anyone I can about the love and the mercy and the saving grace of Jesus Christ. And I'd like to tell them I had no idea that November 1st, 1992 was going to be the last day I had here on earth, that my life was demanded of me. I almost didn't get a second chance. I prayed and asked the Lord to forgive me of my sins on that hospital bed in the last seconds of my life. I would tell them, don't wait that long. Do it now. Do it today, or it may be too late.
To find out more about our ministry and how to start your own Prayer Stop outreach, please visit our website at prayerstop.org.